Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey, a Republican, is wasting no more time in launching what will be an inevitably completely abortive presidential campaign. Chris Christie told supporters on a phone call yesterday that he is going to be announcing, and then officially made a public announcement yesterday afternoon at Livingston High School, his alma mater in Livingston, New Jersey. He said at the public announcement, quote, "I am now ready to fight for the people of the United States. Both parties have failed our country. Both parties have led us to believe that America, a country that was built on compromise, that compromise is somehow a dirty word." So just to give you some of the highlights of who we're dealing with here in Chris Christie, just a few months ago, he said if he were to be president, he would crack down on legal marijuana. Wait a second. That's one of his priorities. That's a red flag right there. Riddled with corruption is Chris Christie. Huge fees and a big salary for his wife's employer. He's the guy who wanted the mandatory Ebola quarantines in spite of medical professionals saying those don't make any sense. Told obvious lies about Bridgegate, where lanes of the George Washington Bridge were shut down, leading to a woman's death, saying, "I don't know anything about it." Turned out that that wasn't true. And then Chris Christie, supposed free market Chris Christie, deciding to block Tesla sales of Tesla automobiles in New Jersey, a huge nod to the dealer lobby. Full disclosure, I own 4 shares of Tesla stock. I always get that in now, Lewis. I don't want to be accused of any conflict of interest. And remember that when New Jersey decided it would allow gay marriage, Chris Christie immediately said he will appeal that decision, although eventually he dropped the appeal. This is a guy who has no business even running for president, given the obvious corruption and sweetheart deals and just complete upside down priorities. I mean, marijuana, cracking down on marijuana is what he would do as president. He has no shot, does he?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to have the support of the people like the Koch brothers. He's not going to have the support he needs. And I listened to some of his speech. He said, "I mean what I say what I mean." That's not true. He's full of you-know-what, and he's got no chance.
It's kind of funny because we know from the fact that he seems to be caught in all sorts of lies all the time that it's not true that he says what he means and means what he says. But if it were true, the stuff he says is absolutely horrible. So in either case, it's a bad sign.
Yeah, either he's a liar or a moron. So either way, let's avoid that.
Very nice. Lewis really cutting it down in a pithy way there. It's one or the other, and that's just all there is to it. So Chris Christie launching his abortive campaign. If you think Chris Christie has a shot at being the Republican nominee for president this year or next year, 2016, please email me and explain to me, walk me through the logic of the path you see Chris Christie having. After the break, we will talk not about media coverage being different of terror incidents, depending on whether the suspected perpetrators are Muslim or not, but we will talk about the next layer, maybe an even more important layer, which is, are the prosecutorial decisions made around terrorism different based on whether the alleged terrorist is or is not Muslim? That's after the break with Professor Naomi Brain.